Empowering ourselves. The reason that slavery, how it affects us now, because of all of this shit.
Didn't somebody die in Michigan not long ago? Didn't somebody die in Texas not long ago? Didn't somebody die in
Last
Virginia?
week.
These people, they are still murdering us and getting away with it.
We not just standing by. We can't just stand by and watch stuff happen to us and not do nothing about it.
Hey, what's your podcast
Talking about
Black everything. Black everything. Black everything.
all right, so the discussion we're gonna have I'm gonna pose a question. Some of them I'm gonna answer, but for the most part, I'm gonna give y'all all separate questions. All right, so let's start with the first one here. Lynn, what was the most surprising fact you learned from this video?
That is still here. That is still printed.
Yeah.
It hasn't been deleted or eradicated. That's the most amazing thing about it. We knew about this. We understand this. This is our history and our background. It has formed many outreaches or outcomes of that. You know, there was the Muslim, then they got the Black Panthers, then they got this, and we always had something to spur us on. This is just another brick in the foundation to me.
Yeah, and to elaborate on what you said, we always had some sort of rebellious entity, whether it was Black Panthers, whether it was the Black Militia, whether it was Marcus Garvey. It was always somebody trying to fight against the machine, in other words.
True.
And this is what I'm really saying about Black unity nowadays, that we not just standing by. We can't just stand by and watch stuff happen to us and not do nothing about it. That's kind of what I'm saying. Violently.
Hold on. I understand what you're saying, but the evidence is still the evidence. Didn't somebody die in Michigan not long ago? Didn't somebody die in Texas not long ago? Didn't somebody die in
Last
Virginia?
week.
These people, they are still murdering us and getting away with it.
He did a mic drop on it. All right, Mark, here's a question I got for you. In what ways do you think slavery's effects can still be seen today?
That's the only problem. We empowering ourselves. The reason that slavery, how it affects us now, because of all of this shit. That's the best way to come up for that. And it helps us to understand that we have to be better towards ourselves. This what they giving you, what we watching. This is facts. So would you rather dwell on this or dwell on what you really about? We always had to drive and always try to make a way for ourselves. So why not expound on that? Have this. This will give you your drive. Watching this will give you your drive, because you know why you gotta keep going. Because this is what we were. We were a commodity. The law said if he was his property, he could beat you, kill you, anything he want, because you're
Your property. So can I ask you a follow-up question on that?
Sure you can.
Say one thing before you get to
Go
the
ahead.
ball. He said something that is very valuable. He said we need to be, and the brick that he laid down that hit me close is that we need to be better to ourselves. We need to be better to each other.
Good.
If we start right there, that's a good place to start.
Okay. And I'm with you on that, and I agree with I agree with your first point.
Like everything.
But as a follow-up question to you, do you think knowing this history can help us solve some modern day problems?
I totally think it will. To know thyself is to be the best of yourself. If you know where you are, what you've been through, now you got something to measure against, to decide that you're gonna take the good, the Sankofa. You're gonna take all the good out of that shit and move forward with that, leave that garbage behind. Because what was done was done. You can't make that shit come back. You just don't accept that shit no more. You way past what we can do for ourselves. We do it right now.
So you basically saying knowing the history and seeing what we've been through is going to help us today to get through whatever we got going on now.
Sure, that's 300% right.
All right. Well, Lynn, I got one for you. So what's a way that communities can move forward and kind of stand in the vein of what Lamont was just talking about? How can communities move forward while still remembering the past? Like, give me an example.
It would be hard for me to give you an example.
I can ask you a different question.
No. It's fair. Either I have an answer or I don't have an answer. It's some of the stuff It's just hard. We still have that one issue that remains of us that they instilled in us, but we still don't. We don't trust each other. It is so fucking simple, but we do not trust each other. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know how to correct you or what I should be saying or how we should move
That's a fact.
or I have a solution for it. But I know we do not trust each other.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. That's probably the biggest issue here. Me and you had an example in a previous video to where, we see our average black brother in public, and we kind of like white people. We semi-intimidated, by that black man just because he's a black man, and that's just how we've been programmed.
Well, our mentality, we ain't intimidated, but our mentality is we on guard.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got a certain edge when we see each other in public, especially if we don't know each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
So here's the one for you. So is it possible to acknowledge history like we just saw there with slavery and whatnot, and not blame people that's alive today?
Of course it is, but you automatically need to acknowledge history. If that's a sellout. Now you want to blame somebody else for the other shit. You want to stay stuck on something that's not going to be beneficial to you at all. Acknowledge what history is or what it was, and use that as fuel to money go forward, because the facts are facts. This shit we watching actually happened.
Right.
You can't change that shit. You can't
So,
change who you are.
This is one of those few questions I want. Yeah, I heard you. These are one of those questions I want to answer. I don't think it's right to blame anybody unless you should be blamed. A lot of this stuff we see that happened in slavery, those laws that they did, a lot of them still on the books today. There's still a thing called everybody knows about the prejudice in the law system. What is it called? Racial bias, or all the black injustice that get done. Profiling, racial profiling is a big one. The whole judicial system is still built around as though black people are slaves. You can have two of the same people, same age, same sex and everything, but one black, one white, and sit them in front of the same judge, they're gonna get two different sentences. And it's a injustice that goes on and on. So I don't blame like the modern day people today for slavery per se. I do blame them for allowing this racist, predicament they have my people, black people in, and let it continue on.
Yeah, it's a continuation.
So there is blame, but not necessarily directly for slavery, just allowing this injustice to still go on.
The latest injustice now is where they're redistricting the black areas and the black votes.
See, that's going on today.
They will get us down to where we are less than really and truly, we about 15% of the population now. By the time they get to redistricting shit, we won't matter. We just plain out won't matter.
All right, so this would be the last question. And then, we can say whatever you want on that. I think we all should answer this one. We'll start with you, Lynn, since you were just talking. So how do you think slavery shaped opportunities for future generations? You can go up to now as the future or in the future.
Slavery taught us so many injustices and so many things that we had to tolerate, that it built a character and a will in the black people to survive. We have that will, we have that desire. Everything that has been done to the black people over the last 400 years, we have survived it.
Yeah.
So like my old favorite saying, we survive, we adapt, and we will overcome.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that wasn't really the question, but I like what you said though. That was good. So Lamont, how do you think slavery shaped opportunities for future generations?
For African Americans, I don't think it did any shaping for us as far as opportunities.
Slavery didn't shape any opportunities.
That I don't think it is. Our drive and our will and what we learned from how we've been oppressed may have shaped there are opportunities for
Wouldn't that be
slavery that have shit to do with it. To oppress somebody, to make them less than nothing, does not affect a positive outcome for the person that's being oppressed. Now, what can be positive about it is that the energy he draw from being oppressed to say, hey, I'm gonna rise above that. Like my brother said, we always see.
Oh, so you're saying that slavery didn't affect the future opportunities we ended up getting later on?
It didn't affect it.
I mean, we did end up having the first woman millionaire. So just anybody don't know that the first the first woman millionaire period was a black woman. So yeah, I see what you saying to where it didn't prohibit us from being great, but I don't know. My answer to this is that I feel like the laws and the practices that a lot of which still go on today is keeping us out of a lot of opportunities on purpose.
That's slavery.
But I'm saying it all bridged from there though, you know. That was kind of the source. So I just feel like, yeah. Well, so to conclude this little subject today, everybody, we bringing this to your knowledge now is to let you know that in a lot of ways, we as black people still have not only a slave mentality, but slave opportunities, slave injustices that was going on in a lot of ways. Some of you niggas out there are still branded by the master. You know, a whole bunch of us are some Uncle Ruckles, Uncle Toms, and we really don't want to unite with another black person because we don't want to unite with another black person because of that run mentality. They know if you told to the wrong nigga you was trying to run, guess what happened? That nigga told on you. So in a lot of ways, all that's still prevalent to this day. So I really,
it's a shame, but he's exactly right.
Yeah, I really just
He's speaking truth.
Uniting really for us, at least on this podcast, is just making sure we're all for one another. You know, quit looking at your black man and say that's an enemy of mine, because it's not. It shouldn't be. What you got, Lynn? Can we end this on a wise note?
I thought we did, but
That was pretty good, dog. Because you need to put a clap in there right there for that.
hey, John, y'all spoken the truth, and so I'm with it.
Open Chill Podcast.
Black everything. Black everything. Black everything.